I went to Aylesbury prison. When we got there, they put me with the first timers, which I wasn't going to say nothing. All the Birmingham boys, lifers, we went over to F&G Wing. F&G Wing, I couldn't believe it. It was like a big house, yeah. And it used to be a women's prison, big swimming pool there, great big gymnasium, billiard hall, snooker hall, big television rooms. Everyone dines out. Great place. There's no landings as such. It's all corridors. You know, big old-fashioned windows, so no one could see over the top of it. It was just all landing, all corridors, yeah. But had to be highly polished. The floors had to be highly polished. There was all wood, and it was just like, you know, you could see your face in the wood, right? And there was toilets, massive big toilets. They made a recess in there, and it was just so nice, you know. But you could get nicked for anything. And when I was there, I never had a radio. You had to earn your radio in my time. Maybe keep out of trouble for X amount of time, and you bought a radio out of your earnings, yeah. And you bought a little transistor radio, no bigger than 4 inches by 2 inches, and it had about 4 batteries in it that lasted no time at all. So everybody used to put a PP9 battery at the back, connect it, and put a big battery around it and use that. You was allowed to do that, yeah. You wasn't allowed to have it on after 9 o'clock. You could have it on when you bang up. I think it was bang up to 7. You could have it on till 9, unless you had it really low on your pillow, which if they caught you, you'd be in trouble, yeah. So anyway, the Nick was a good place. Food was fantastic, and there was an SO that I didn't really like. He wasn't nice, mate. He wasn't a nice man at all. You know what I mean? And he wanted to nick everybody, mate. He was one of them people. And there was a guy in there, a lifer, looked like Rasputin. He looked about 40, but he was only about 23, 24. His name is Parole. I've just said it before, but it's a story, isn't it? It's a big story, this. And anyway, so he used to cut women's breasts off, yeah, and use them as tobacco pouches. He was an evil man, but it was always round the screws. It was quite hard to get hold of this geezer. And there was a couple of nice guys there, you know, really nice guys, you know what I mean? There was guys downstairs on the ones near the showers, big guys that were in the powerlifting team. I got the first job. I become a cleaner upstairs, buffing all the wood up and keeping the toilets clean, all the windows clean, all the offices clean, everything, yeah. So one day, I missed to buff the floor, yeah. Didn't miss it, I just didn't want to do it, you know what I mean? I wanted to go to the gym, so I didn't do it. And this SO said to me, had I done the floor? And I said, yes. He said, no, you haven't. No, you haven't done it. Look, come here. I'll put that there. You haven't done the floor. Right, you're nicked. I couldn't believe it, mate. It was a joke. You know, so put them on my pork, bang me up. Dinner was brought to me. I didn't go down to the dine out. Dinner was brought up to me. In the morning, bash, come around the door early, down the block. Over the other side of the prison, I'm going to check it out, but I'm 100% sure that the block there, they used to hang women in Aylesbury prison years ago. That used to be the hanging place for women, yeah. And all around the prison, they got graves, women's graves everywhere. More so in the block. Out in the yard in the block, you exercise. They got grass out there. They got bits of white slate and with names on and all that. And around the walls, there's all girls and women's names, yeah. But they've gone to the walls. And anyway, it's sad. So I think them women went down. It was down there to die, you know. And you're in themselves. Anyway, I went down there, and that's the block where they kept the train robbers. That block was so secure. This is where they kept the train robbers, yeah, when they come. Go down these great big stairs, you know, there's all gates, about 4 or 5 gates before you hit the actual block. And when I went down there, I stood down there to attention, and a screw come up the number Bisherton. Big screw, 6'3", 6'4". His feet were about 18, massive feet. He was a big guy, powerful big guy, but he was a bully. And you had another one called Stone there. Stone was like the SO. He had one of them the big old moustaches, you know what I mean? Ex-military, and like he was, both of them, Bishop and Stone, were no good, mate. And the SO over my wing was called Buttercliff. And he was the one, he was a bad man. He was there, and he was telling them all this and all that, load of lies. But the worst thing you can do is call them liars. So you just shut your mouth. But I didn't learn that. I didn't learn that until about the 8th time that I was down there. Called him a liar. That caused me plenty of problems. Stone and the SO and the other screw, they just completely ruined me. All they've done is pinch under your arms, pinch inside of your legs, battered you with sticks around your legs too. And there was wicked people, mate. There was wicked people. Put you in your cell. The cell then had nothing in it, because everything what was in that cell was out your cell, and it doesn't go in there until about 7 o'clock. And the only things outside is a bed and a mattress. Well, it's a mattress and a mattress, and goes on top of a little bed, like a concrete bed, yeah, inside. And like it was, I went down there and went to see the governor in the morning. Worst sleep I ever had. Screws turned the lights on all night, bashing the doors with their sticks. Oh, it's murder down there, mate, the block. Went down there, the governor said to me, bum, bum, bum. He said, okay, 7 days remission, 7 days CC. So what? The worst time you could ever have in your life, you know? When you say CC down there, mate, solitary confinement, it was solitary confinement, you know. Your bed goes out, everything goes out your bed, everything goes out your cell. All you're left with is a chair and a table. When I come into prison, I noticed that there's a load of bins, yeah, but gleaming. All these bins around the prison are gleaming, you know, all like being shined to death. And that was the job of people who were nicked down the block. Your job was to shine all these bins, yeah? Emery cloth, wet and dry, and you know, and then put this stuff on, this polish stuff, and clean it. And anyway, you get one every day. You got to make it gleam so they can see your face in it. So this polish, a lot of people used to drink it, you know, because it was like an alcoholic thing, and a lot of people used to drink it in there, and I've seen some terrible states in there, you know. So I had 7 days in there. 7 days was really, really hard work for me, yeah. So I kept getting bashed up by these two screws, because I was always caught laying on the floor trying to sleep. And you know, I didn't like it. You had to be walking around, sitting down, but not ever laying down, you know. So you can imagine what it was like until 7 o'clock, you know. In the afternoons, from I think it was 1 till 2, they put the mattress in, just a mattress, that's it. And you lay on a mattress, you know what I mean? They let you do that. But when you're CC, you don't get none of that, mate. You don't get none of that at all. All you do is you can sleep on that concrete. If they capture, you're in trouble. But anyway, so you're always getting bashed up and pinched and all that sort of thing. Stone had a thing about taking pages out of the books. You went to the library, you get books, you take them back to your cell, 2 books, you take them back to your cell, 2 or 3 books, and you get to page 10, you turn over and it's page 40. That's what he done. He got a kick out of that, you know what I mean? But everyone just didn't say nothing and just get on with it. When you first go there, You complain about it and then you get smashed to pieces. This is what your screws are like. So anyway, after my 7 days, I went, I can't handle no more of that. You know what I mean? I was doing lots of press ups and things like that. But when you get to the exercise yard, when you go out the exercise yard, and you know you can see all these women's names on the wall, and these plaques, there was white like plaques on the floor, like slate but white, and there was all the names of girls or women and what have you, loads on this big grass. You're not allowed in the grass, you've got to walk around it. There's all names on the walls, and it's a bit jittery, and you think, do you know what I mean, annoying themselves where women were there to die, waiting to be killed, yeah? Anyway, so I was always thinking to myself, I wonder which one of the train robbers is in my cell, do you know what I mean? You imagine. Anyway, then you go back to my wing. My cell was always open, my cell was kept for me. Go there, and barrow cliff, the screw. Oh, what? The SO, one nasty man, mate, you know, and then, you know, something else had happened. I think they caught me playing music, you know, put the thing on my pillow, and you sometimes you don't hear them, they're walking around in slippers, yeah, and they're waiting for that music to start. As soon as the music's happens, crash, they open the door, they come in, take the radio, you're nicked. That was my next nicking. In the morning, Barrowcliff come and got me early, took me back down the block. Bisherton, the big screw that used to pinch your arm, see me come in, he said, "Ain't you learnt your lesson?" Got on my arm, pinched my legs, big bruises, stoning him, battered me, give me clumps here and there, but the truncheons crashing the belly and the arms. It was murder, mate. Goes in the cell, goes down, sees the governor. Hello, you know, boss, yeah, governors are like, you're not going to learn your lesson, Mr. Hill. 10 days CC. You think, I've just done 7 days. 7 days was like a month. It was like, you got 10 days. I'd rather them took more remission of me than me stay down there, yeah? He took another 7 days remission. It's 14 days remission I've had 2 nickings, yeah? You're down there, same old thing, the bins, you know, cleaning the bins, all the shit in your cell. You got to clean your cell up. You know, all you do is clean it as much as possible. The food down there was okay. You know, they looked after you for food. You got quite much food as you liked. I said, you had to because you died down there, mate. You know, and just walking around the yard, looking at all the names and everything, you can't believe it. And then Bisherton would say to you something like, yeah, you could be on that wall, son, while you're going. Just keep walking around and stop looking at the names, yeah? Keep walking. You know, it was really horrible. You want to punch his lights out, but you're down there, mate, you come right unstuck, you could get killed down there, you know what I mean? So, 14 days, up again. Now, I don't want a job as a cleaner, I'm pissed off of being a cleaner. So, I'm in the gym. In the wing. There's a couple of big guys in there. There's a guy from Birmingham, and he was like very muscular, this guy, massive arms. And a couple of guys from Clapham, they was there, and the one that was a right good-looking boy, the one that enticed the guy to come to get hold of him in the toilets and when they killed the guy, the good-looking one was like well-built, proper shape, you know, not big, but proper shaped up. Got on well with them all, you know what I mean? And met some, there's a geez called Alan Dixon, but not the Alan Dixon from North London. This is another Alan Dixon. Nice fella, mate. Proper nice fella. Really made friends with him, you know what I mean? Pal of mine. He was on the weights as well. And there was a guy in there called Malcolm Peace. Malcolm Peace. And it was Malcolm Peace that that's in my book. I didn't see it till later on. He was the Malcolm Peace who was the governor around his areas. He was the one that could really have a fight, Malcolm Peace. I think it's Peace or Plea. I'm not quite sure, I think it's Peace, yeah. And he was the nice guy, mate, Malcolm Peace. Me and him was become white pals. This geezer he was knocking people out left, right and centre. He didn't muck about, mate. And he become on the powerlifting team with me. He was a fantastic squatter, a good bencher, not all that good at deadlifting, but he was a good squatter and a good bench presser. I was not too good at squatting. I had a good deadlift, 795 pounds. I could bench 3 plates in the competition, easy, pounds, all 45. They were 45-pound plates then, not 44, 45 pounds, because like you get the 20 kilo, it's 44 pounds, yeah? Anyway, so we have 45-pound plates, yeah? So I benched 3 of them. So I become a powerlifting team, but how it happened, I changed my job and I went into the laundry. And when I went in there, it was full of Indians actually. There's a few white guys in there, but mostly Indian guys. A couple of Jamaican guys that I used to train with in there. We used to lift up barrows. We used to lift up the wash barrows, the stuff that put all the sheets in and plank, and these wash barrows. Pick them up and press them, sit down and press them. And we used to go in the toilet, we had bars there, was curl, pull ourselves up. And there was a black guy there, he was massive, but he stunk, mate. He stunk, really bad. But he was a powerful man, big arms, yeah. And anyway, I had a guy in there called Alan Pountney. Alan Pountney was 15, I think, but he was, when he came into Aylesbury, I think he was 14. He shouldn't have been in there, but they couldn't control him nowhere else, so they put him in a big boys prison, YP prison, yeah. He was a complete nutcase. His dad come from Birmingham. His dad used to lift him up. It was only tiny, lift him up and put him in windows. And he used to go in there, open his front door for his dad. Him and his dad used to rob the place. His dad lifted him up, put him through the window. He's coming down the stairs, and an old woman's come out of the room. What are you doing and all that? And he's hit her over the head with a flower pot or something, killed her dead, straight away, dead. They got in the house, robbed the house, and they left fingerprints, DNA is everywhere, right? He got nicked. The old man got a life. He got an HMP, yeah. What I was told, the old man gassed him up, said that he'd done it. It was him that did it, and not him, but one does it, you both get it done, And so the old man got a life, Alan got a HMP. Alan was mad as they come. He was as nutty as they come, mate. They used to have these pins. See this pen? They had pins about the size of that pen, right? And they'd put all stuff in there, lots of women's knickers and stuff like that from the hospitals. We used to get lots of stuff from women's knicks. Anyway, because in them days there wasn't many prisons that had washing machines and laundries, but ours was big laundry. So we used to get all the stuff and wash it all, yeah. And these big pins, just loads of women's knickers on there and loads of women's stuff on there, all sorts of bars. Everyone's got mad. You can know your kids, ain't you? And anyway, the women used to come and pick it up. Actually, con women, yeah, come in the vans with women and pick it up, yeah, with the screws and pick it up. And, like we was trying to get hold of the birds, get them to come in. But anyway, so Alan, he was as nutty as a fruit cake, mate. If he didn't like you, he was in trouble. He was well involved. I forget his name, Mr. Morrison, I think it was Mr. Morrison. He was in charge of the laundry. He used to have a pipe all the time, an old pipe. And him and Alan got very close, when we used to leave to go to the wings, Alan used to stay there and stay there and do and help him out folding more stuff from the calendar and all that. So I'm sure he was getting hold of little Alan Powley, definitely getting hold of him, mate. Something was going on. And one day I went in there and Alan stabbed these 2 Indians up with his needle, yeah. What up? Stabbed them really bad, They went into the office. Mr. Morrison, he pressed a bell, and Alan was escorted out, but he come back. He come back. I think they realised that Alan's just, where can they put him? Boom, I don't know. But anyway, he come back. He come back after a week. He got his job back. I loved it in there, you know. And then one day Alan put a lot of people in the washing machine. He was a murderer, Alan, I swear. He put a lot of people in the washing machine, and the man inside the washing machine, he lifted the lid up, yeah, and he put all the soap in there, you know, liquid soap. It was liquid soap. He put it in there and turned the machine on. And there's Alan putting the liquid soap in there and turning the machine on. Kill them. Massive machine, really big machines. Like, I suppose about, what, 4 foot wide? You know what I mean? 4 foot wide by 4 foot. Massive it was. And so Alan turned it on. You could hear the people screaming, and he come out, Mr. Morrison, turned the machine off, opened the doors, and all the water went everywhere. So then we had to get all the water up. He took Alan in the office, went mad at him. Anyway, so I loved the job. I loved that job in the laundry. It was a good job for me, mate. And one day I was on the calendar, on these calendars, and you know, and looked out, crash, and this big guy, Mr. Smith, I've seen him a few times, and he was with this half-caste guy called Ted Wayne. Ted Wayne was a short guy, 5'3", good-looking, half-caste guy, massive, absolutely massive. He was as wide as what he was tall. He had massive legs, mate, could hardly walk, and great big shoulders, massive arms, yeah. And one day we was queuing up to go back to the wing, Screws Taylor, back to our wing. And he walked by Mr. Smith with his Ted Wayne, and I'm, Mr. Smith, sort of like, can I have a quick word, please? And he said, what's up? I said, look, I'm a power lifter, you know, I'm quite strong. I want to get on the team, you know. He said, look, what's your name? He said, I'll come home and pick you up. 2 days later, he came and picked me up, took me to, it was opposite the laundry, took me in this gym, like a gymnasium in there, but it was a powerlifting gymnasium. Mr. Smith was an Olympic lifter. He was strong, but this Ted Wayne, he broke all southern area into prison, even bashed up every record there was, he smashed it. This geezer was powerful as anything. I think he was squatting like something like nearly 600 pounds. He was benching silly weights. He was deadlifting nearly as much as me. The geezer was phenomenal. He was one of them geezers that, like, a freak. He was a freak of nature, mate, this geezer, and he was just powerful. Neck was about 24, massive neck. He had no neck, it was all traps. I worked with a Gary, I forget his geezer's name, Gary, but he come from Plymouth. And he was a football thug, Gary. A big guy, 20 stone, big, bald head, all like that. Nice geezer. Come from Plymouth. I loved him, man. He was a really, really nice fella. He used to bring us in chocolates and all that. He used to eat chocolates all the time, bring us in chocolates, Mars bars, bounties, everything, yeah. I think he was in the canteen. He used to nick a lot of stuff, bring it in for us. And, you know, and he was strong. He was in the team. There was him, Gary. There was Malcolm Peace, Ted Wayne, and there was a couple more. And there was me, yeah. But there was only 3 actually on the powerlifting team. I got on it because Gary, he was too much. He weighed too much, so we had to give him too many pounds for each pound that we lifted. Too much, so he was too heavy for it. Yeah, so I took his place. He was great. I took his place, and we won into prison southern area, and we lifted against a Mr. Guy that won a gold medal in the Olympics. I forget his name. He was at Parole. We lifted against them. We beat them. We bashed them up. We smashed them. Anyway, I loved that. Aylesbury. We used to play football, and there was this old boy, what's his name? Dyer, old Jack Dyer. Jack Dyer was the PO, chief. He was the chief PTI of all the prisoners. You only got one chief, mate. He was the chief of all the prisoners as the PTI. He was an old nut. He used to get you to play football in the cold, in the snow, in the heat, whatever. Skins and vests. He loved skins and he loved vests. Skins that way, vest that way. Just a vest, pair of shorts, yeah. Little pair of like what you call it, not sandals, PE fucking PE trainers, like fucking what do you call them? And that's it, plimp soles. That's it, PE plimp soles. And you're out in the yard, concrete falling everywhere, cut yourself to pieces, freezing cold. You're a vest or skins. It doesn't really matter. You're freezing. Malcolm Peace. I've seen him knock about 8 people. He never stopped knocking people out. What he could really punch, right? I like Malcolm. And we used to go over to the main wing, yeah, to play football over there, to beat their side. Big prison, they had more kinds than us, but we had our own team. We'd go over there and we'd win a lot of matches. I played. I was right off. I was useless. Went out. As it happens, we went outside as well. There's a gate. There's been a big wall and a gate leading to the football field. You cross the road to a football field, yeah. There's only certain people go there. I'm going to do a silly bird, so I was allowed to go over there. And so, and one day, me, Malcolm Peace, a few of us went over to play this football team from the big wing, yeah? And there was this geezer who was a bodybuilder. And I'll never forget it, mate. Malcolm Peace knocked him spark out. He was too leery, this geezer. Bang, he went. I'd have held him. Bang, he went. We never stopped knocking these people out. We won loads of matches. One day, I was in the shower, and and there was a guy in there that I've had a bit of trouble with these people for what I did years ago. One of these brothers, got leery with me, got really leery, got a flash. We had a fight, crash. I hit him, knocked all his teeth out, knocked all his front teeth out, And you had to be careful because he was a nut. He would stab you up, mate. You had to be careful. I was always watching him in my back all the time. Anyway, we went over to the main wing to a powerlifting competition, actually in the Nick, right? We beat these people easy, and they was all taking our names, proper powerlifting team, taking our names when you come out, come through, so, you lot are really strong. And I was phenomenal, I was a phenomenal deadlifter. For me, for a young boy to do 795 pounds deadlift is phenomenal, yeah? Anyway, then in the wing, we used to muck about all the time, watching television, throwing food around, a lot of us got nicked. I must have been nicked 8 times in that place. And I always got bashed up down the block, always. And this Mr. Barracliff, the SO, he was getting hold of this Parole geezer, the one who looks like, he just looked like Rasputin. But he was cut, as I told you, he cut women's tits off. So everybody wanted this geezer. And he was going in that office, he was in there for ages, and come out and go to the wing, always go with Barracliff. And one day, the bell went, Barracliff and all the other screws had to get run over to the main wing. The guys from Birmingham got all of that Parole, and they fucking smashed him, ripped him to pieces, cut him up like it was a joke, mate. He looked like a crossbone. Ripped him to pieces, stabbed him with toothbrushes, which they sharpened up, stabbed toothbrushes, and they just nearly killed him. He survived. The next thing we knew, Everyone was banged up. Everybody was banged up. And then we was all undone. And then we looked out the windows, and there's all the Birmingham boys, about 12 of them, all being led across the yard by police, in handcuffs and everything. They was nicked for murder. They was already doing murder and big HMPs. Now they was doing another HMP, another murder charge for that geezer. And they didn't murder him, but they got done for attempted murder. They stabbed him up. He was nearly dead. Someone told me that Parole was about 4 years ago still. Anyway, when I was in the laundry, next door to the laundry was a metal shop, done cables. We used to smash up cables, the lead and copper cables, And I got a job in there with, smashing up all the cables and all that. And I met some geezers in there. I love the geezers that be watching my podcast. I met in Aylesbury prison, greatest fella, good mates, and white stickers, staunch geezers, mate. And we was in there, we was all mucking about. There was some big guys in there smashing his hammers about all day long, And there was a guy called Dave Stone. Never forget Dave. Quite tall, short haircut. Used to drive the forklift, but he was doing a life HMP. Everybody in there was doing HMP because of the age of him, And he was telling us that he was not guilty, and he'd been fitted up. He'd been there a couple of years, I think, 2 or 3 years, and he wasn't long. He wanted to escape because he knew that once he gets made up to a big prison, he becomes a lifer, and then things have changed for him, So he wanted to escape, and we had a plan. He was a forklift driver. We used to load up all the lorries at a certain time, certain days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it was, Saturday mornings. And this was a Friday. And never forget, it was a Friday, mate. Never, ever forget that. And all of us decided to get all the copper stuff off the forklift, get the forklift out, take all the stuff outside, but take it to a place where the lorry usually parks. So when the lorry came, he had to park another place, right? So he'd block the yard. He would block the yard for screws seeing the yard. And the wall in there was big, but not that big, What was it, 16 foot high, I suppose? Something like that. No barbed wire then, it wasn't nothing like that. And Dave Stone had the forklift. We put all the things there so the lorry had to come round. So all of a sudden, Dave, we kicked off in the shop. We started off throwing all cable about, hammers all everywhere. We had arranged all the hammers for flying around, all the screws shit themselves when in the offices. Bang, the alarm went, all the screws come rushing in. We was going mad with all the cables and the hammers. I had to go for an outside. I think I've got about another 3 months to go outside. But anyway, we smashed the place up. And Dave got in the forklift, went round the yard, no one would see him, up, shoot, forks up, on the forks, crashed over the wall, gone. Gone, mate, he was gone. And, every one of us got, talked to by the police and this, that and the other, and everything, but there was no one kept zip, mate, and it was all sweet. I then got chucked out of the shop, instigator of a lot of things, troubles and stuff. And then they give me a job actually in the kitchen, in the main part of the nick. Because I remember when I come to Aylesbury, we didn't go F&G straight away. We went over about 2 days later. We had to stay on the wing. But when we come down for breakfast, I noticed this big guy. He was in the powerlifting team. But when I got on the team, he was gone. But he was a big guy. And he was to dish out the porridge in the morning. And he used to sit a certain way on this thing and just dip it out and put it in. And that was my job. That was my job. I loved it, And so, Anyway, I got in there first of all. I started doing the potatoes and the cabbages, and cutting them all up and everything. And then I went somewhere else on the coppers, and then I got a job on the porridge. And one day, Governor come into me, and he come in. He said, "Hello, Illy, how you going?" The Deputy Governor, this geezer, was one old man. He just gave me 14 days, 21 days. He was a bad man. Come in and said, "Oh, you've been very good, Illy. Quiet." He told me a number. He wouldn't say Illy. He'd give you a number. You know, 1315190. He'd say something like that. You know. And he said, "You've changed. You know, you look as if you learned. I've got some news for you. You're being made up. You're being made up. You're going to the scrubs sometime next week. But you're leaving." I didn't want to leave, mate. I didn't want to leave. I had everything, weights, all the food I wanted. I mean, that's all I wanted, and a good wing, everything I wanted. And you're being shipped out. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, nothing I could do about it. Crash come and got me one morning. Took me to the scrubs. But I was massive. I was really big. You know, for a young boy, massive really. That went in prison as a YP, not too big, but come out a huge man. Well, been training all the time. That was a time when I went to, was it Sea Wing? When I went to Sea Wing, that was a time because I went there with my Scotch geezer. This Scotch geezer had a wicked scar down his face, right across here. He was in Aylesbury, massive scar right across his nose, down a big stripe down there. I really like. He was a complete nut. And he chewed up with me in Sea Wing. That was the time I met Cliff Fields. I knew it was Cliff. It was the time. I think it was 70s, early 70s, 71, something like that. And that was the time I met Cliff Fields. Definitely at that time. Because the train robbers, I can't remember, it might have been a little bit late, I'm not quite sure, you know, but I made up my number and it went there, but the train robbers was there, I think. They was all in the laundry. I got a job in the stores, so I used to take all the clothes over there to the laundry, who was it now? It was loads over there. Chrissy Lambiano, Tony Lambiano, Buster Edwards. There was quite a few there. Tony Wilson. There was loads there from the train robber. There was all there. I went there because I was a lump, you know, quite a big boy. And you go there, and all these people, these big bird people who've got plenty of birds, they got that little thing about them, that little boy tendency. They like young kids. But I was young, but I was big, you know. So they would come over and touch my arms and my chest. You're massive. But Buster Edwards, he was fucking well built, mate. He had a massive chest, Buster. He was there with a vest on, massive chest. Powerful, mate. And he used to go to the gym. I used to go to the gym, and I used to see him in there. But a very powerful man, mate, Buster Edwards. Chrissy Lambiano, Tony Lambiano, they was in there. I'm not quite sure so much Chris. I know Tony was in there. I remember Tony very well. There was quite a few people faces in there. Tony Wilson, there was quite a few faces in there. Buster Edwards, he was massive, mate. He was a big lump, a big man. Anyway, so one day it was either this time or another time, but I'm sure it was this time. Yeah, I was in the queue getting my dinner, you know. And all of a sudden, the lights went out. But it was Cliff Fields. He was behind me. Massive geezer, man. He was behind me, but he was a red band where you could walk around the prison. You had a red band, blue band, yeah? Blue bands could go anywhere outside all this. But red band had to stay in the actual prison, but could go anywhere, walk anywhere. Blue bands would go outside to the dorms, to the dormitories outside, yeah? But anyway, the red band, I couldn't believe it. And, you know, and he looked he was Cliff Fields, he looked a white old man, you know, he could have a fight, mate. And I was talking to him, and I was talking to him about fighting and all this, that and the other. And he told me that he was going to get into unlicensed fighting. He's going to try and get into that game because he lost his license. He was in there for a violent offence. I'm not quite sure what it was. You know, you have to check it out, yeah? But we become mates, me and Cliff. He'd come to my cell, I'd go to his cell, sit down, have coffee, tea, have a chat, bit of cake and all that. He was a nice fella, Cliff. All I done was do what I always done. Got in the stores, boom, gym. Stores, gym, food, bang up. And that's all we'd done. And the Scotch fella, he had these big tummy muscles, massive tummy muscles. And he would do sit-ups all the time. Boom, boom. I would do the press-ups, he would do the sit-ups. So I would do 100 press-ups, but I would do them from the floor, but on books or jugs. I was to turn the jugs upside down and put books on top of the jugs and do press-ups to the floor, boom, and up. Press up to the jug, bang, and massive, you get powerful. So he used to do the sit-ups. He was so good at it. I wasn't all that good at sit-ups, and he wasn't all that good at press-ups. So we were both, you know what I mean? And anyway, one day I went into the cinema room, yeah, but over the D-wing side, and I'm sitting there, and I kept noticing people fidget behind me, and I couldn't work out what it was or what it was. And I looked, and I see this geezer. He said, "You're fucking way, aren't you?" He said, "See you." He said, "You're fucking dead." He said, "You put my brother's teeth out." It was his brother from Aylesbury, right? And he was a geezer called Davy Long. There was two brothers, Martin and Davy Long. I'll never forget them, right? And he was with David. And they tried to stab me, but they didn't stab me. I nearly broke his fucking arm to get the knife off him, yeah? Made up knife. In prisons you can make anything up, metal shops and all that, you know, and then I sort of like moved my seat, you know, and they really wanted me bad. But all the loads of cons in there, lifers, that also wanted me because of that, yeah. But I didn't go back to the cinema room, yeah. So the television, to the big cinema, and then one day they come into me, went downstairs, Eddie, went downstairs, and the SO said to me, "Illy, some good news, you son." Bump, and all of a sudden the AG come in. And he went, "Illy, I'm an ill bump again." Time to say, "Yeah, I'll give you your number, doesn't it? Right, whatever." And then 1315490, so yeah, bump, bang, bang. Illy, oh, not Illy, Alchemy. You got parole, you're going out, crash. I couldn't believe it. I was gone. In 2 days, whomp, gone. And I come out that gate, as big as an house. I'll tell you a story, this is a true story, yeah? When I went to reception, because don't forget that when I come in, the clothes I had fitted me, yeah? But when I got really big, I got massive, really powerful and big. When I went down to reception to get clothes to go home with, nothing would fit me. I'm joking. Couldn't get a jacket on, got nothing. Or shirts. It's massive. I was just so big. So they took me to Edgware Road, a place called High and Mighty. It was a people who are extra big, High and Mighty shop. They took me there, and I got a pair of these jeans, and I got this beautiful jumper, right? Couldn't get no jacket, still on a jacket, just want a jumper and a pair of jeans and a pair of shoes, and I was okay, you know. I walked out of there looking crisp, do you know what I mean? And walked home from there to my house, and, you know, I was just so happy, you know, to walk home and walk up my road, and my dog, Girly, I never forget, she was outside the front and she see me, yeah. I went, girlie, and don't forget, dogs, they love you, don't they? She see me. I was about 200 yards down the road, girlie, right? And she come out like a lunatic. Fucking hell, man. She jumped up to me, you know, cried all over my shoulders. And yeah, man. Anyway, that's just a little story about my YP, yeah? I might do one tomorrow and the next day about something else, robberies that I've done and something else. And there's big stories. It's like a book's out very soon, yeah? So these stories I'm telling you are in my book, some of them. But obviously, so there's stories between these stories, yeah? But I ain't going to say because otherwise I'll ruin the book. Okay, bang, bang, rail. Nice one.